Live from New Jersey, it is me, Schmuel Buckman, fresh off the Dixon Glow. I decided I would pop on for a little bit, say hello, see what's going on, and so here I am, guys. Doing Dixon was great. That's always so much fun to do that show, and I really like Pat a lot, and he's been so good um, to me over time. And to be honest, if it weren't for him, uh, Dave was really good at helping me with like technical shit. Although I'm keying myself out here. Um, but Pat really taught me. I don't know. Going on Pat's show is what gave me the confidence to do this as well as I don't do. No, Pat's just, it's great. He makes it really easy to do this, and so I really like him. And I didn't have anything planned, but I think I'll go with Kahuna, which is, yeah, we'll do an Ashley Free show. I don't uh, I don't find her terribly interesting at all, and I don't. And besides her, I think one of my least favorite people in the women category goes to Keanu. So if I'd be forced to do it and forced to say everything. So Panhandler, hello. Um, Panhandler, thank you for the kind words. Uh, that uh, you and Pat are good together, man. It's all Pat. Pat makes it easy. And like I said, if it weren't for him, I wouldn't know how to do it. And I will say that the first time Pat had me on, he had me on for 5 minutes, and that was it. You kind of grow into it, and you get more comfortable, and you don't get butt hurt. And guess what? Over time, things grow better. And the best thing, if you haven't seen it, it's up on Twitter. But part of the coolest thing about doing Pat Show is that Taz will often do a drawing of you or the guests that they have on the show, and those are just fantastic. I could like line my. She does enough of them. If I go on there enough, I will uh, print them out, put them in frames, and slap them up on the wall instead of using this stupid background that I'm in. But my deal is that much of what goes on with me in streaming is setting up because I go from place to place, and I only really have one microphone. So although I do have different cameras, um, it's significantly easier to continue streaming than it is to start a stream. So I figured, what the hell? I'll just come on and say hello. But it's become a very crowded universe of late. So I never knew and gone, oh, wait, apparently Rob is live. So I don't think you guys, nobody, oh, here it is. Easy 123, Kina, Rob's live. Oh, I should just quit. I should just quit now. Because Rob. But like I said, it is a crowded universe. I haven't really paid attention to much of what's going on. I've been working a lot, and I wasn't here last night. Yesterday was a very long day for me. So once a year, I go for stress test and echocardiograms and all this other stuff, and it just fucking took forever yesterday. And by the time I got back, I was just too tired to stream. And I'm actually reading Jake Tapper's book about the decline of Biden, and in there he talks about Biden only having a few good hours during the day. And I was thinking like, oh yeah, that's me, because I was shot last night. I would not have wanted to admit how dopey I was. But in any event, Panhandler, it's not stalking. It's all cool stuff. So, you're very lucky to have a young lady chasing after you, following you around the Dabbleverse. Um, I think we're all good with that. All right. Make some adjustments here. So I'm on Pat's show and the light keeps changing. And I was varying between super pale and super orange. And it was awful. And then I got off the show and I turned over and I have one of those lights that's different colors. And I had this blue light on, which was causing it. So I never looked good, but that was even worse. Um, so what's going on? I see Chad is in the news where he got demonetized, then he got remonetized, then he got his Patreon back, uh, and people want to see the dates and have we been played once again by that great comedian Chad Zumach? God only knows. Um, but we're there, and here we are. So we're all mud sharks, and of course, I find it hard to disagree with Pat. He really does think Joey C is a talent, and he also thinks Stuttering John is a talent, and I have to defer to his judgment, but I don't necessarily agree. And then SJ apparently was within 24 hours of losing monetization, so he put up a stream with nothing on it, and of course people super chatted him. So I guess he'll get another 3 months of this. I don't know when he's coming back. I assume that he is coming back, but who knows? Nodak, God Only Knows, R.I.P. Brian Wilson. I love that song, God Only Knows. And I would have liked it at my wedding, but I was overruled by the missus, and it was a Harry Connick Jr. song that was played to our dance. I did play have God Only Knows played later on in the night, but I really enjoy it. Pet Sounds is one of my favorite albums, and I probably listen to it too much. Uh, but today was a lot of Jimmy Buffett, trying to force myself to work. That's always the issue with me. I would much rather sit and read a book and listen to YouTube than I would stream. I think there's a fly in my ear. Um, in any event, but yes, Brian Wilson. There we go. So we got the Kahuna here, the big Kahuna, Kahuna Nui, uh, uh, Kina K. Kina K. After she's stalking Mr. Panhandler, she's here to join us, and of course Nodak and Easy 123. So I got a text yesterday from Ray saying that Chad claimed that Ray was the one that took down his channel. And of course, we all know Ray doesn't do things like that. So that didn't happen. But, you know, it's like these just don't respond. You just don't have to say anything. And I, I, I kind of dissuaded. I was telling Ray not to respond, but um, he can't. Like he gets poked, and he just feels the need to defend himself. But I can guarantee you that Ray has not done anything to anyone. It's just not in his heart. And my green screen, my green screen is messed up. Cigarette Jones, too late. Hello, Cigarette Jones. Um, and we have a whopping 7 viewers. I guess half the universe is on stream tonight, right? So I'm always happy to have anybody here. I'm always blown away that people are here. So thank you guys very much. Um, my super tip is you know what it is. It's supertip.gg/Buckman. If you feel like making a contribution, that would be very cool. And then maybe I can buy another mic. But right now, I think I'm tapped on what I've spent on equipment and stuff for a while, and uh, I'm having issues with the voice super tips. Um, so there's only text available, and excuse me. Uh, but feel free. Don't feel it's needed. But there we go. And Big Black Dabbler. Wow, Big Black Dabbler. I'm gonna guess that's different than our other Big Black. And so, all right, CJ, that GOTDV map, fucking awesome. Well done. I haven't seen it. I'll have to take a look. Um, I is my boy Karmic? Is he streaming tonight? And if he is he drunk? What's going on? And uh, why do you need another mic? Is that a PSP request? No, it's just for me, so I don't have to keep carrying the mic with me to um, my office and other places. And I don't even know what the hell this means. Adeptus Void Lord, how's that 4-inch cock hanging? Um, there we go. Karmic said nice things about you, Schmuel. Um, I DM, I DM Karmic positive stuff. So I again, I've said it before. I think Karmic is talented. I think he has staying power. I think he can do a lot of stuff. Um, but the drinking thing just gets in the way, and his uh, the drunk streams are just it's sad. There's a few things that I find sad about him. His uh, this newfound hate of Pat Dixon that he has um, makes me nuts because Pat really liked him. Pat really thought Pat was like his early supporter, and I don't know, and he went on and he went off over Taz. The stuff he said was really shitty, and so Taz, was hurt by it. And speaking of Taz, the world famous artist, she's such a doll. And we're gonna have Taz on here one night, but she's got limited time because I think Pat is gonna go up on uh, compound censored. In any event, um, Taz is a good. She's a really good egg. She didn't deserve what she got, and Karmic is irrational when it comes to the Pat stuff. And again, Pat and I had talked about Karmic when he first started streaming, and I was negative, and Pat was very positive, and so I don't know what the fuck his I don't know what his thing is, and why is Pat so fat now, Taz? Pat, not fat at all. Um, Taz, yes, Mr. Schmuel, I'll let you know when I'm not too busy. Yeah, anytime, Taz. You're the what do you call it? Uh, you're a priority. So we'll do any show for you or any time. And Big Black Dabbler, Taz is hot. Taz is actually attractive. um, a lot more attractive than we see. So she's a doll, and when you get to meet her, um, you're you're very surprised because it's usually like the camera um, adds so much weight to people that even thin people look fat, and with Taz, it's she's womanly, I guess I will say, and we don't see that, but I love Taz, and I will shut up about Taz because we don't want old men being drawn into these conversations. All right. So I know how you're all interested. So yesterday, I went through 3 echocardiograms and a nuclear stress test. And luckily, I got the results right away uh, from the doctor, and then I got the formal ones today. So um, Schmuel will be around for a while, and unless I get hit by a bus, so I'm going to try to avoid doing that. But for a guy who had a heart attack when he was 39, being 63, um, I've got a great heart, so it it's all good. And Big Black Dabbler likes womanly women. I like womanly women as well. And Panhandler, I am too womanly. Only occasionally, you know? Tough guy, but with a very soft side. And I know that makes him crazy, but he really is soft in that way. He's very gentle. So, and also avoid volcanoes and rings. Yeah, I ride the number seven train, so I think that's about the biggest risk I take. Um, yeah, but it's like it's always cool to get that done, and it's always very funny because people around me worry. They worry about it way more than I do, but I'm always like, I know it'll be fine, and if it's not, we'll be able to deal with it. But that's what we do, and it was pretty cool, man. I'm always amazed at the shit that you can see, so that's cool. And they got them to do the I don't know. I force them to. Yeah, I don't force them. I make sure that I get stuff done. And the one thing you learn about with medicine is you sort of have to advocate for yourself. And I go pretty awesome. I go about often. I go about 4 times a year for blood work and all that stuff. And so um, I keep track of it, and that's the reason why. Because I don't live the healthiest lifestyle in the world, but it all works. Adeptus, I've been stabbed, smacked, and bashed in the head with a giant ladder by women. They nuts. Okay. And Big Black Dabbler rides the number two train. Go number two. And um, yeah, it's so fun. The seven train is hilarious because I get on it at Queens Plaza, and I swear to God, it's like you go from underground to above ground where people can talk on the phone, and everybody's on the number seven. And Queens really is like the United Nations. Everybody fucking lives there. So there's like 127 languages being spoken on the phone. Nobody uses a headset, um, and it's like you have to learn how to zen out with all that stuff. And Stealth Chaos. Is this where all the losers hang out these days? Um, oh, I don't want to say it, but we won't do it. But yeah, Stealth. This is where the cool kids are, and the losers are in other rooms. Uh, I got. I like to think that I have one of the better chats in the biz, and I really do. I'm really happy about that. So I didn't send the link out to anybody. I didn't really plan on staying on for that long. Um, I don't much have a topic. I've been reading the Jake Tapper book about Biden's decline, and it's amazing because everybody wants to blame everyone else, but um, like where was the news media in all of this? It really is malpractice on their part to have let this stuff go. Um, but you can just see they all feared Trump so much that uh, they were backing Biden. Although they don't say it here, but I've always thought it. Um, Biden, right? The debate that he had with Trump was like last July, I think maybe, and it was like the earliest debate ever. And uh, I'm going to believe that they set up Biden because he wouldn't take any advice. He wouldn't get out of the race. A lot of people wanted him out. He wouldn't do it, and they made him embarrass himself, and that's kind of what he'll be remembered for. Um, yeah, Big Black Dabbler. When I worked at Shea Road, the number seven. Yes, yes, you, me, and John Rocker. Um, so yeah, the number seven is is wild, and jail the Biden crime family. Uh, look, what they've suffered is it's enough, um, right? I mean, they'll never. It's always best with presidents to just move on to the next one instead of if they hadn't gone after Trump um, legally and all that bullshit, he wouldn't be president today. But hey, you do what you do, and so there you go. So, and I'm very strange politically, so I don't really know. Um, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I try not to pay attention too much. Uh, Adeptus Team India. I have gone and seen Team India play cricket in Queens. Um, so yeah. Uh, Cigarette Jones. Do you believe Nick Rekieta body slammed his son in a chiropractor's office? Um, I don't know. It doesn't seem like Nick Rekieta, but I don't really know. You know, and I guess that's is that Keanu's big news tomorrow? Is that what they're going to reveal? So we'll see. But I don't know, and I don't know what body slam means. I also don't know how old the son is. I don't know. I don't know anything. But these fuckers, you know, nobody seems to be able to let this thing go, including Nick and Aaron. Um, and I guess it's great for the Dabbleverse that it doesn't, but I'm kind of tired of it. And I started watching that Karen Reed trial a little bit with Nick, and then YouTube recommended a guy whose stream is called Brother Counsel, and really a real lawyer and a good lawyer, and it's fascinating to watch these to watch the trial and to see what's going on without all the other stuff. Uh, Panhandler, imagine these kids with our father, Schmuel, would last a month. So, you know, you put up a Panhandler, you put up a post the other day on Twitter about your dad and like how unemotional he is. And I don't know that my father was that unemotional, but my father joined the military, joined the army when he was 17. Um, got sent to officer candidate school almost right away and was a first lieutenant in Korea. And he won a Bronze Star. And I always knew that he had a Bronze Star, but he never talked about it. And it wasn't until after he died that I found the original orders issuing the Bronze Star. And I was shocked, you know. And these guys, it was like, uh, I wound up talking to some people. I guess he was on some list or something, and some people contacted me. He was an artillery officer, but some people contacted me who knew him in Korea, and they were like, "You find out what these guys went through," and it kind of blows me away, and it blows me away how he doesn't talk about it or didn't talk about it. And that's how I get pissed off at like these guys now who were in the military like I was, but we didn't really do anything. And now they call themselves fucking heroes and they can't shut the fuck up about it. Those guys were they were the shit. They were the real deal. And so Cigarette Jones, Korean War fighting was very fierce. Um, yes, it was. But the one story I do remember my father talking about was um, they had been shelling a North Korean village, or not a village, but whatever, a North Korea stronghold. Um, they had been shelling it, and they weren't getting any response from this thing after a while, nothing back. And finally, they went into the camp, the encampment to take it, to take it over. And these the there were, I don't know, 40 or 50 North Korean guys all in a tent, all dead, because it was so cold. They started a fire, and they all died of carbon monoxide poisoning. And uh, for some reason, that brought home the atrocity of the war more to him than the killing that went on. So anyway, pretty interesting. We don't want to we don't want to get into it. Someday I'll talk about my dad, because he also got very fucked by the army when they came back, because they just it's a little different today, but back then they just discarded people, and that's what they did to him post-war. Um, and not that my mother helped, but it was it's one of those, it's sort of a lot of disgusting chapters in history, and how they treated these guys when they came back from places like Korea, even World War II, from Korea and Vietnam and places like that is just awful. Um, so wait, Rudy Baga, and we think he should. Uh, Exning Schmuel. I'm sorry, Rudy. I don't even know what that means. I apologize. But Big Black Dabbler, war is hell, war is hell. And you know, I whatever. Um, but the part of this is that that makes me super crazy about all this uh, super duper veteran talk now is, we send you off to fight kind of corporate wars now. And you know we make you, when you come back, we try to make you feel patriotic, and it's it's a lot of it's a bit old bullshit. But hey, man, that's just me. Taz, good night, my love. Thank you so much for coming in, and thank you so much for moderating Pat earlier. And we had a lot of fun on Pat, so I I enjoyed it. Oh, in any event, so what is going on? Somebody want to tell me what's happening in the Dabbleverse? I've seen some Bag of Bones talk. I got to see a bit of Karmic last night, where he was really blown away. I actually dug the Melton daytime streams. Those are fantastic, because I haven't gotten to see much of him lately. And the guys were on today, Tukey and Cardiff, so that was pretty cool. Although it annoyed Pat that they got into their favorite fast food, which they love their fast food. But what can I tell you? I'm going to be personally honest and say lately, the Dabbleverse hasn't really moved my needle or interested me that much. Um, it's like uh, Sarah Jones saying, Chad is grifting, Ashley's grifting. I actually like Ashley for, I actually like Ashley asking for money. Because look, I think she's being one of the only honest people when she does that. And having said that, I don't really haven't really watched a lot of her content, but I do. I I have dug that she's just gone out. But and Chad grifting, it's the old frog and scorpion. Chad does what does. Grifting is in his nature. There's really not a lot that it's no different, and it's the same shit. And everything with Chad is just unoriginal. Um, he loves these fake fights. He loves to accuse people of things. It's never his fault. He's never really taken ownership of anything. Not the credit card theft, not the stalking, not the breaking into houses, not the drunk driving and getting in an accident. It's always somebody else's fault. And I find people like that tiresome. Um, Dr. Chow, the Mega G, he's not grifting, bro. He's struggling. Well, maybe one and the other, maybe those two things go together, right? Maybe he's grifting because he's struggling, or he's struggling because he's grifting. I don't know the answer to that. Um, but this, whatever that Chad redemption arc was, it has ended quite a long time ago. Let's see what NJ Ranger says, because he's a smart guy. NJ Ranger 201, I get what you're saying, but it's not praiseworthy. It's just like Kumia. Everyone thinks this. I'm just the only one who says it. Grift realism. Very, very good. Yeah. Mm, very good. I I get it. And thanks. I actually asked NJ Ranger if he wanted to come on a stream tonight, but he's out actually touching grass, so he wasn't available. Dr. Chow, I never thought about that. I just saw Amir say many times that Chad is struggling. And again, I think Chad struggles because he can't be honest with himself. Like he he finds it, he seems to find it. It's just my opinion, and it's just from watching him. Um, he doesn't he can't he can't own any of his behavior, and he's convincing himself that he's a comedian, and that's how he makes a living. And it's fine, you can do that. But there's no shame in having a day job. There's no shame in doing other things. And if you look at a guy like Melton, who was not killing it on doing stand up, he changed, right? And he moved, and he moved into other things. And Chad could do that as well. And if you've ever met Chad, Chad is a pretty cool guy. Um, when you meet him, he's a really nice guy, and it seems like he could be, but it's just he gets on stream and he's so just different, and I really feel like the nice guy part of him is lost, and he doesn't know where the Chad with integrity is and where the Chad the character is. So that's the deal. Let me see. Uh oh, NJ Ranger. I'm enjoying this on the train back from the city. All right. Um and just anybody saying they're enjoying this makes me happy. Um, but you can admit a lot of it's Ray's fault. It's all Ray's fault. Everything's Ray's fault. Uh, you know, it's Cigarette Jones. The we get you up here, buddy. The duality of Chad. Yeah. I don't know. I met Chad. It was so weird. Like I met him in Atlantic City, right? We talked. He was a nice guy. Um, Melton invited him to Hackamania. Everybody got along, and then he immediately went upstairs and just started shitting on everyone. And I don't know. I mean, is that what he thinks people want? And there may be a group of people that like that, but it's not an expanding group. I mean, you're not going to grow uh, doing it that way. You're not going to make friends. And particularly like a guy like Melton going to Hackamania, you get 300 people there. They like you, and they encourage you and whatnot. And he could do something. He could work with people. But when somebody is thinking you can't trust. Um, it's just not going to work for you. And I feel bad for him with like having to live in the shadow of Florentine, Godfrey, and Swartzen. And I mean, it's not like he's opening for Louis C.K. or you know some other big name. It's like local stuff, and he gets replaced by guys like Corey Adam, you know, on a regular basis. So that's the deal. All right. Karmic X said he respects you today, Schmuel. Well, I hope he does. I have been very, very nice to him, and privately, I've uh, sent him a bunch of DMs, and I wouldn't offer advice on how to stream or his talent or any of that, but just on some life stuff. And so, you know, I would hope that he takes some of it, because one of the things that I say is that knowing comics that are sober, and there are a lot of them, they all say they were afraid to do it, that they would lose their edge, that they wouldn't be funny. And the reality is that almost to a person, they always say that being sober helped their career. And the ones that have gotten out of it because of that say will tell you that they didn't belong there in the first place. All right. NJ Ranger, when Chad said Melton, Flimsy, and I were nice person in AC, what did we expect? What would we have preferred? Flimsy and I packing his 50-year-old ass out of the Borgata lobby bar. Come on, bro. Oh, I didn't. Packing his 50-year-old. Oh, out in the Borgata bar. I got it. I got it. But he wants to be the tough guy. And then when you meet him, he's not, you know. And he was nice enough. And I thought we settled beefs. And I wasn't asking for him to go on stream and blow me, but he could have shut up for just 5 minutes. Like, let me have a good thought about him for a few minutes. Dr. Chow, the Mega G. Now, I told him I was done doing the show after the last one, and we did a couple of months ago. Tom Myers was there. There isn't any hard feelings. Well, did he block you, or is that a work, as they say? So, I don't know. I don't know. Sam Bibley, he was on a rant denouncing and insulting people, made a point to say that he respects you on a human level for trying to communicate with him. Cool, because that's all I really want to be is on a human level. Um, yeah, this one's funny. Uh, Cigarette Jones, Rob Saul still has a mad beef with Schmuel. It's totally one-sided. It's just hilarious um, that he cares. I'm such a nobody. Um, why why he even bothers? I don't know. But Rob is another one. He needs constant uh, to be constantly fighting with somebody, and constant insults. And I don't understand. It's just like, you know, some people are good, some people are bad, and you don't need to fight everybody. It doesn't really make for me, it doesn't. It doesn't. If it's not a real beef, it doesn't make for great content for me. And where's Sue Party? I think the show is growing on him. I don't know, but he did send me a DM the other day, so that was cool. So uh, on Twitter, right, I get this thing like, would you accept a DM? And I open it up, and it's um, Soup Party, and it was a cool DM. And then I go back to, I close out of that. And then there's like these, people have sent you message requests, and I look at them, and there's like 50 of them. And I guess the Twitter algorithm must know, because they're either uh, European/Asian chicks looking to make whoopee with me, or they want me to buy Bitcoin. Those were the two. And so I was just laughing, but I was shocked at how many there are. And I'm also shocked that anybody would ever would take them and do it. As Stealth Chaos, yeah. There's a device taped under his chair, and every week a random chatter gets the button, so he never knows who might have the power to end it all. Um, no, but I do have one of those dog collars that buzz people, but that's reserved for the wife. And he looks like he is testing out disco lights. Nah, I just have a shitty setup. It's not really all that complicated. And uh, I have a Ray coin for sale from Cigarette Jones. That would be the funniest fucking thing in the world, is that they did like a what do you call it? A meme coin with Ray, and it and millions of dollars went into it, and it shit the bed like Hawk Tuah. That would be hilarious. Does anybody know how to start a meme coin? Because that would be pretty kind of funny. Um, that's kinky, Schmuel. No, it's not, because it's like Star Trek, right? They got it around your neck and they make you do the lawn. So, Adeptus is gooning to this. Wow. I I didn't realize what gooning was, and when I found out, I was like, people in Dabbleverse are way creative, but it's like that if we could direct it in a different direction, it would be pretty fucking cool. Um, Dr. Chat, yeah, it's already been done. It's already been, oh, yeah, it's been done already, Schmuel with Ray. Oh, really? But did anybody buy it? That's my question. Anybody spend money on it? And so there we go. Stealth Cast, I would never fuck up our watching like that. Um, I, I, I don't get it. Stealth, I honest to God, I don't get you. I, I, I don't, I don't, I don't know. What can I say? I'm sure that you're well liked some places. And yes, Cigarette Jones, Raycoin 2.0. We can have a second Trump term. We can have a second Ray meme coin, can't we? Um, Crumbum, Ray is hopeless. Well, not hopeless, but he's a Ray's to me. Ray is an interesting guy, and I like Ray. And there's just fucking not anything I can do about it. I don't know why. And NJ Ranger, I hope your train internet is better than Tokyo's. It sucks. Um, and uh, whatever. What Higher Stealth is your producer? Yeah. Okay. Um, producer is actually coming on board. Um, Spoke to somebody today, and I'm gonna get somebody to set up my OBS for me a little better, because we haven't been able to figure out the sound for super tips, and I have some other things I want to do, and like this, uh, my green screen on the background, how I move, and changing color um, all the time uh, is not enjoyable. And Crumbum, oh, I think we're talking about Ray. I like the effort, Schmiel. You're a good man. Yeah, I'm all right. But nah, and the other thing too is Ray's got enough people shitting on him, so give somebody let, let somebody take care of somebody once in a while. And Stealth, and you said you were on the train. I was really struggling viewing anything while I was out and about these last few days. And NJ Ranger is on a train. I would imagine he's probably on a train that is not underground, and there he can see. And Peter Sky Parker, always. Ray doesn't have enough people shitting on him. Uh, all right, Peter. I mean, come on. Poor Ray. Ray really gets it. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe, people. Would be very, very helpful. And I do know that PSP, uh, always, what do you call it? For some reason, he's one of those guys that gets Ray. Um, he just, I don't know, he sticks it to Ray, and Ray really reacts. And so, Stealth KS wants me to say something nice about Brian W., who I have no idea who that is, or Brian W. No idea. So I don't know any of these people. And his mic game odd way off for sure, PSP. And Panhandler, no, I'm on my phone data. If we had Wi-Fi on our trains, I would have done a remote into Schmuel. That would have been pretty funny. Um, yeah, so in the New York subway, you get Wi-Fi um, in stations, but not in between stations. So it goes on and off. So you get your stuff in there, really go in there. Um, uh, Peter Sky Parker, I feel like I've been too mean to Schmuel lately. I'm trying to take it easy on him. No, you're cool, man. Um, it's all good. It's all good. And oh yeah, Brian Wilson. I think we talked about that originally when we came on here. Pet Sounds, great song. Brian Wilson. Um, God only knows, and other stuff. But Brian was a little fucked up. Um, Cigarette Jones, American trains are all graffiti and inhabited by menacing people. That's not really true. Um, Look, the trains for a while, particularly under the last guy. Pet Sounds is an album, I know, Stealth. I'm old. You don't need to correct every little thing. Um, uh, they are getting better. They were good for quite a while. Most of the graffiti's been gone, is gone, but for a while there, particularly post COVID, they didn't do shit um, to clean them, and they were disgusting. And the trains have always been somewhat risky, and but I gotta say, not nearly as many homeless people as there used to be. So I don't know what's going on. I think we got a new police commissioner, so she's actually been cracking down because the last guys were too busy boning their subordinates to do anything. Um, Dr. Chow, I know Ray has always sucked, but he's unwatchable now. Um, yeah, I'm gonna stand without comment. Um, Panhandler America is inhabited by menacing people. Silly Euros aren't built for this life. Um, what? Yeah, I can't. I can't. I can't. They were shipped to LA. So I was in Milwaukee last year and for a wedding, and one of the people at the wedding was telling me they were in a small town in that area, and they sent them there to some small town in Wisconsin, and like a bunch of people got off a plane, didn't know where the hell they were, and all they wanted to do was get the hell out of Wisconsin, which makes me think that um, the the people who were coming over the border are smarter than we think. So hence why I stopped doing the show. It wasn't even worth watching Ray. Um, I don't think Ray's interesting enough to do a once a week show on, but and I have to admit I didn't watch it. But going after Chad seems like it would be much more fun than going after Ray. That's just me, and I'm just saying that. All right. So the big news, the big Dabbleverse news, right? Pat Dixon is back. He's back on YouTube. Um, that's pretty fucking cool. I guess he's doing a show at 7 now. I was kind of hoping he'd go at 4, but he doesn't know that I was hoping that. But there was a part of me that was like, I really wish he would like go at 4. Um, that would be pretty cool. Frankie. How many comedians, Schmuel, how many comedians can say they made it to the weekend update desk? How many have the #1 super chatted comedy show in the US? did you ever reach those peaks in your profession? I've done well in my profession, but that's not really um, it's not really what we're talking about, right? We're talking about who we are as people today, not who we were as people 30 years ago. So that's, that's the deal. And it wouldn't be the first time that somebody popular and or famous turned out to be a scumbag, right? So Ray still wants to talk us to talk about his pink blanket, bro. That was like 2 years ago. And yeah, it does feel like forever ago. And look, Ray's fine. I like Ray. I just wish that he would decide to either be in or be out of the Dabbleverse. This back and forth is crazy to me. Rudy Baga, Pat's more of a late night guy to me. Well, he's doing a show on Compound at 11, Compound Censored at 11, so that's the time he can go, and he'll figure it out. Um, the number one shoot, number one where like we're not talking about whatever it doesn't. We're not talking about lots of money. I mean, it's not a lot of money, and I'm sorry, but you know, um, I don't I don't care. I don't care. I don't watch these shows. I'm not because of how much money they make. I just watch stuff like me. Um, PSP said he was friends with Ari Jane yesterday. Um, I'm not gonna. I I don't want to get into that. But in any event, I keep saying but and as you can tell, I really don't have uh, much tonight. I just wanted to go because Pat was here. I don't know why you'd want to claim to be friends with an Epstein denier like her. Oh my God, you guys are so funny. And whoa, Schmuel and Ray. I've asked him multiple times if he's out of the Dabbleverse, and he always is vague about it. Um, Yeah, he's out of the Dabbleverse, but then he'll go on Kevin or he'll have Clearwater Chad on, and I like Clearwater Chad. It's great, but Clearwater Chad is clearly Dabbleverse. All right, so I guess tomorrow night is uh, the big Joey C interview with Adam Bush. I'm interested to see how that goes. I have a feeling it's just going to be more of the same bullshit that Joey does. But Adam, if anybody can ask questions in a pointed but nice way, it's Adam. So hopefully we find out more about Joey C. Um, that would be interesting to me. And then Kiana was doing her big. Uh, I thought it was domestic abuse, but it's now body slamming his son in a chiropractic clinic. But who the fuck knows? Um, Last question, Shmuel. How bad do you want people who are on a boat with no weapons and supplied with baby formula to die? I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, man. And so oh, and he DM'd me about it today. Yeah, Ray's a funny guy. Um, Crumbum. Joey C is using chat, uh, GPT to write questions for Adam. Should be great. Uh, Joey is Joey. Joey's interesting to me. I didn't get into it with Pat too much tonight because Pat talks about him being a talent, but I don't think Pat sees that much of Joey C. And this the video that Joey's going viral for with the guy broken neck, and Joey's like, hey man, I'm doing a stream and I can't be bothered right now. uh, uh, Pat loves that stuff, and he really enjoyed the Clearwater City Council meeting with Joey, and that stuff is good. But the problem, for me, is that Joey does, you know, if he does 1,000 stream, he's going to hit twice. So it's like I I I can't wait. Like I just can't hang out that long, and that's my thing. And I have a really shitty chair, which I'm actually not fat, but it keeps getting lower and lower as I do a stream. Um, Peter Sky Parker, you could give Joey the best equipment in the world, and he'll make it sound bad. Yeah, he he's because I think he thinks that's funny, right? So that's why he does it. Um, Either that or he's so unprepared that he just pops on when he can to to make a couple of bucks, and he just can't get it together. And I know from this thing, if I set up and get everything working perfectly, then walk away for an hour, when I come back, for some reason, everything's going to be different. Um, oh yeah, the Joe. So Joe, yeah. Let's go here. Joey has previewed his new schedule, and he is. Chow put it in here for us. The other shows is Mob and Baseball, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So he's going to do. I might have missed one of your chats here. Um, so two of the shows at least are going to be Mob and Baseball. I don't know what the other one is, but I think he was going to do one where he was going to answer questions or something. And Joey's baseball shows are tedious at best, and almost impossible to watch. And uh, the Joey C powered by AI arc came totally out of left field, in my opinion, per NJ Ranger. I think so too, and I don't think he knew that he had gold there until Rocco pointed it out to him. And I think he calls it Uncle Bob. But there's a movie with, what is his name? Joaquin Phoenix, I believe, where Joaquin's girlfriend is an AI phone, and person on an AI character on a phone, and I can't remember the name of it. It's pretty intense, and but you can get sucked into that. I hate when any kind of technology talks to me like they're my friend, but I get it. I get it. And he'll be doing shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Cigarette Jones, you need a karmic style love seat. I'd love that big chair, but I've always worked under the impression that it was always best to get a chair that wasn't too comfortable. And so that's definitely the one that I have here. And I'm in the condo, so I don't have a hell of a lot of room. And uh, between the light and the camera and the tripods and all that bullshit, um, I spent some money. So I, I, I don't want Mrs. Buckman seeing me with a brand new chair, because this was her chair. And I have a feeling this car with the car alarm is going to be going off all night outside my door. Sorry that you guys have to hear that, but there's not a lot um, that I can do. And oh, I liked it. Thanks, Peter Sky Parker. Uh, Her, yes, thank you, Peter Sky Parker. Her, I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. Um, and it takes patience. It takes time uh, to grow on you, but it is it is amazing, and I picture that, particularly for a lot of guys in the Dabbleverse. I picture it like when you read about some of these people. Like I can picture a guy like Ethan Ralph having an AI girlfriend, and it would just it would be fantastic. I would love to see a stream with Ethan and his AI girlfriend. I think those would be pretty fucking cool. Um, Lars and the Real Girl, Peter Sky Parker. So I'm not a huge movie guy, but I actually did, did enjoy it too. Um, and it's fun to watch how the people around him sort of treat it all normally. Um, so, and what was was Jimmy Stewart did the movie with the rabbit, and that thing won an Academy Award. Was it Harry the Rabbit? He had the ugh, imaginary friend, um, and Frank. Not taking that. I'm not doing hypotheticals on people, so we can go there. There we go. I said Harry, and it is Harvey. Thank you guys, Harvey. Um, so there's a place for those movies, and people do like them. The real girl is better at drums. All right, Rudy. Um, Sarah Jones, yeah. So, and I'm, I, and I'm not a huge Jimmy Stewart fan, but whatever. I enjoyed it. Um, so as I've said, maybe we'll go another 10 minutes or so, and then I'll get the fuck out of here. Um, so Chad's a work. Chad's always a work. Everything is his. There's just zero to me. There's zero originality in there. I think he could do it. I think he could be original. I think he's got enough stuff to do it. Um, and I don't know why he doesn't. And so, if somebody ever gets to sit down with Chad and can talk to him, tell him maybe get some self awareness, and that will work because what he's doing now, it's not working. And building your internet presence based on people hating you, maybe may work. You may make a few bucks, but it's taxing on your soul. Liam said you're obsessed with him, Schmuel Cigarette Jones. Yeah, I'm obsessed with him. Uh, I haven't thought about Liam in forever, but I'm not a fan. I can put it to you that way. I don't know what his game is. I don't know why he does the things that he does. I don't understand, and that's always my thing. Is when I don't understand why somebody who I think is talented acts the way that he's talent. That Liam, I've seen Liam's work, and it's not uh, this traditional setup punchline stuff, but he was a storyteller. His stuff was pretty good. I mean, the stuff that I saw was old. His stuff was pretty good, um, but he's into being this sort of internet bad guy and making things up about people, and so he it, it's just not interesting, I guess. Um, and Crumbum, Liam was obsessed with Shmuel. That's probably more likely because I really haven't thought about him in forever. Um, and I've been asked on Povo. Uh, Big W was kind enough to ask me on, and I'm just like, I responded that um, I I don't think I'd be good on there, but I don't really have any desire to be on a show with Liam. So there we go. And Chow, and you know more about Chad than anybody. So from my experience with Z, he's an in the moment guy. He's not huge into planning. Yeah, which is all well and good when you're in your 20s, but right, you get into your 40s and 50s, and the problem with these guys is you're gonna live, right? You're going to retire it someday. What the fuck? It's like, what do you want to like? What do you want to do with your life? What do you want your legacy to be? And that's the uh, that's the question. And sooner or later, we all ask ourselves that. And it doesn't have to be, you don't need a statue in the town square, but you'd like to have known you made a difference a little bit, and you need to be honest about it. And you know, we only get to live for the wink of an eye. So, do you want to do it like struggling all the time, or do you want to have some joy in your life? And that's basically kind of my philosophy, and that's what I was kind of telling Karmic. Is I think that he could have a lot of fun doing this, but if you're going to do it with the drinking, um, it's not going to work out. It's just because that's going to take its toll on you, and you're going to lose. You'll lose your whatever talent you have. You know that gets wiped away too, because that shit really fucks with your brain. But uh, one night, maybe in the next week, I want to go through. We did the show with Karmic on Pat Dixon's Rumble channel a week or 2 weeks ago. And at the end of that show, we really got down with Karmic into what had happened, how he lost his job, what were the expectations of him, and where he was. And that kind of gets lost because the stream was so long. So we'll we'll one day uh, I'll try to get that clipped out, and then we'll talk about that uh, one night because I think I think with Karmic there's something there, and the ability for him to hold an audience for as long as he can, that's a talent. No matter what you say, that's a talent, and I think I like it. All right. Squid. I'm not even Liam Hather, but the shit is so transparent. At least Karmic had a pretext for beefing with Schmuel. Yeah, Liam wanted to mess. I asked Liam to come on the stream. This is quite a while ago. I asked Liam to come on the stream because I wanted to talk about uh, sobriety because I like to do serious stuff every now and then. And he he I don't know he wanted to be he's like a clown, and uh, he doesn't like Ray, so shitting on Ray is a big thing for him. And I feel like he's playing to the crowd that I'm not seeing him. I'm seeing the guy that he thinks KB wants him to be. So I think it reflects on his comment on his. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry. I think it reflects on his content though. It's very reactive to the newest happenings. It's a style. Uh, but Liam does he digs back into old things, and he says things that he know are not true, and then when confronted he chickens out. So there we go. And that probably was meant for Chad as well, but who knows. I could be lost. I'm getting tired. uh, let's see here. Metal at Stealth Chaos. They talked about you in Liam's show. It was funny hearing you randomly pop up. Um, I could imagine that Stealth would be a guy who annoys Liam. Pretty much, pretty much. Um, and Squid says Karmic was on fire tonight. Good for him, and I hope not literally. And where is Frank here? Frank, will you ever get lady comics that Ray says accuse Liam of nefarious things on your show? The answer is no, because I'm not going to go looking for them. And Liam Liam has much admitted it. So if you go to I can't think of the name of the show, Keith and the Girl, the one of their more recent episodes that Liam was on. Uh, Liam freely admits to being a drunken mess back in the day, and so I don't know if he's using that as an excuse for his behavior or he's changed since then, but who knows? But I know he stopped drinking a long time ago. Seems to be working on it, so maybe he got it. Um, Squid, I don't understand how anyone can take offense to anything Karmic says. He's ridiculous. Just enjoy the ride. Uh, we're not the woman that he was talking about. So I, uh, I got it. All right. Metal Metal. My favorite quote was something about Stancil just being jealous that Karmic stared into the abyss and lived. Dude, big time Stancil, who looks like he's living out of a car at the moment. Um, yeah, Stancil is an interesting character, right? Stancil and Ski Mask always constantly tell us how well they're doing and what but nobody watches their stuff. And they might have had something one day, but they certainly don't have it now. And so who knows? All right. Sam Bill, they tried to call me a PDF, so saying I was hitting on a 27-year-old. It was great PR for me. Um, yeah, hitting on a 27-year-old is hardly PDF. Uh, anyone sticking it to that nudnik is music to my ears. And uh, I don't believe that it was in that context. And if it was, just put me in the lost category. Uh, Crumbum says Stancil rules. I got you, Crumbum, but I tend to disagree. I just, you know, it it's a gimmick, but I really don't. I don't know. It's like grow the fuck up, right? Like that's the part of it. Uh, it blows me away when I see like 40-year-old men who just don't have anything new going on, can't get their shit together, but are so freely willing to tell the rest of us how to do it. Um, so if I go out with a baseball bat and take care of the car window of this car alarm guy, is that anybody think that that will help me? Um, so Metal Metal, I saw that it was hilarious. All right, I don't know where we are. Anyway, we're doing it, and I feel terrible because there are 31 live people watching me on YouTube, which is a huge number for me. But I got nothing for you tonight, guys. Uh, I gave it all to Pat, and so I am promising that I'm getting off at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. I can't even fucking look at the thing. 12 o'clock. I started working at about 7 o'clock this morning, so it's been a very long day. Um, and I'm old, right? As you all remind me. Um, so let's ask the question: is the Adam Bush interview with Joey going to be interesting, or just more of the same Joey bullshit? And the second question is, are not Chad, Keanu, is her show going to be interesting or more of the same bullshit? Because that's what I think. And this guy, I don't know much about this Gabe Hoffman guy, but I do know that he is the guy that got Mersha's PayPal account taken down a couple of weeks ago. Now, um, I think Mersh is a detestable figure, and but the fact that he's relegated over on Rumble, uh, and I don't know. I don't like the notion that because we don't like you, you can lose a means of making money. So even though he is a pain in the ass, and a piece of shit probably in general, uh, I I don't I don't think taking away uh, his PayPal is ridiculous. Oh, uh, Frank, Keanu was on a redemption arc. Uh, get off her nuts, Schmuel. You don't have to hate the same people Melton does. Jesus. Dude, I've been a Keanu detractor long before Melton came into my life. But, you know, but she's never had it, so she can't be redeemed from anything. But all I'm finding is it's like she found something that worked, and she's going to keep going to that same well until the well is dry. And as was up on Twitter today, that well is not very deep. So uh, there we go. Um, uh, I didn't actually see it, so Keanu humiliated herself on BYB. Um, I do. The two of my favorite people are Lemmy and Lady KB, and what I like about Lemmy more than anything else, when she was on BYB, she didn't talk much, but when she said stuff, it would stop the it would stop everything, and everybody would look and be like, "Wow, great comment." Um, so that was always the part about Let Me that I really liked, and so uh, I don't watch a lot of BYB that much these days, um, but it was cool to go last night and to see her on there. So Dr. Chow, Kiana is a stand-up though. I've seen it, and I've seen it. I don't know. I just shake my head. Yes, she was. Yes, she was up there, man. She was on the. She was definitely on the stage, and she has amazing. I don't want to say stage presence, but I'll say stage confidence. She's super confident up there, uh, and the audience could be dead silent, and yet she still maintains her confidence. And it's funny because the first time I saw her perform was the same night I saw Chad perform, and in the middle of Chad's set, uh, he he looked like he got hit with stage fright. He was doing jokes; they were fine, and it was like almost like he ran out of he ran out of jokes and something happened. But all of a sudden, like a flip switch, and he got nervous, and he launched into the old, not Kmart ready and uh, uh, celibacy stuff. It was weird, man. But I'm like looking in his eyes, and he's just like, man, he looked like something frightened him. Um, metal. People need to stop inviting Ashley Cummings. She has to go away with me after saying MKE groped her. She has to go away, heat with me. All right. Uh, yeah. I don't know what that. I don't think she said that he groped her. I think whatever. I think she was trying to deny it and not deny it at the same time. And Sam, thank you. But you know what it is? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, Sam. So it's just, I mean, I could mirror the camera, but I don't think that's going to change anything, right? Except make I guess the QR code doesn't matter. And how's that, Sam? Feel like that better? So I can fix the background at some point. All right. Oh, would you party with Skarika? I don't think I could. I just, I don't know. I don't like the guy. And look, it's just from what I've seen on stream, he could be a perfectly nice guy, but um, I've never been a fan of these make money guys because I've never trusted them. And guys that sell newsletters and stuff, it's usually just like, taking old people's money or people that want to do things. All right. Sam, what did you say? It looks the same. I mirrored it, except Schmuel is backwards. It's where my camera is. Uh, NJ Ranger, ATP is a pussy boy. Yeah, I mean, I just like Melton joked around about his goddamn fridge magnets and his cabinets and boiling a steak. I mean, he can't let it go. And I'm like, that's not a guy who has a great sense of humor or somebody that I'd like to party with. Um, but he does come across as a bit of a pussy. So great line. It's the same as selling YouTube memberships. No, it's not. Absolutely not. Nobody's asking you to invest money here, and to trust them with big bucks. You know, it's like $5.99. You can live without it. Um, she worded it poorly, uh, but she was trying to say that he was lying, and that if he wasn't lying, it happened in her sleep. Yeah, exactly. I didn't think it was as big of a deal as people were making it, but again, we need the we need the conflict. Um, I assumed it was a joke, but KB's reaction made me think there was some truth to it. Uh, MKE is a is a bit of a drunk. Um, any subscription is the same. No, it's not. Not if you're telling people what to do with their money. That's the deal. Like, I'd like to know, is he actually registered? Like, why is he in the Bahamas and not in like a legit place doing this? Um, and yes, his dad is actually a judge in Canada. So, and a prosecutor and whatever. These guys are so funny because this is what supposedly gives them some authority to make legal proclamations that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I just He's not an interesting guy. Let's put it to you that way. He's not an interesting guy, and that's the deal. And so it's like, I've watched him on your show, Chow, and the problem is for me is he doesn't shut up. He doesn't let other people talk. Um, I have the thing against him selling his financial advice to unsophisticated people, but as a show guest, I think he stinks. And he also, when you were doing your show the other night with Dan, it's like he kept drawing you, or no, you weren't on. It was Mir on it. Mir kept trying to keep the focus, and this guy just couldn't get his. He couldn't let his melt and hate go for 2 minutes, and he oversells the clips that he shows. Oh, we really got him. No, we've all seen him before. It's not that big of a deal. Crumbum, KB won't send me a link because I'm big timed him in his mind, PSP. Because the one time he did, I was at work and said he'd let me know in advance next time. He's retarded. Wow. Um, yes. ATP's dad is not only a judge but and an open heart surgeon. So very, very, very funny. Um, yeah, Squid, as if knowledge is passed genetically. Well, I grew up in the same house, and so that's the deal. ATP Squeaks is the man. LOL, you just jealous. Honestly, zero, zero jealousy there. Um, yeah, does he still have the Colombian girlfriend who was a prostitute or something like that? I mean, whatever. And dude, when you're losing your hair, growing it that long makes you look silly. So that's it. Don't take financial advice from a guy with such bad hair. Um, so, uh, Squid, it wasn't even that. He was dry threatening people with that. Uh, yeah, whatever. It's crazy. Speaking of uh, dry threatening, I heard about uh, John's demand letter that he sent to Carl and Shuley, and I really want to see where that goes. But it you know it is it it sounds like bullshit to me, but you know who knows? So we'll have to say. Um, Wait, Schmuel, what about Dave's hair then? Hey man, everybody looking at Dave head on thinks he's got a great head of hair, and he gets haircuts like regular haircuts, and he's got a bald spot. Um, he's not growing it like making it super long. He's not trying to hide it from anybody. We saw Dave's bald spot because he showed it to us. It wasn't like we hit it. Um, yeah, ATP reminds me of one of the cool nerd types in a late '80s movie. Yeah, definitely, definitely. He's the what assistant to the assistant manager. I'm the assistant to the assistant manager of the financial newspapers. So one day maybe I'll just take a look and see. I'll just Google him on the internet and see what the story is. Um, all right. Johnny Payton, the Melinda cease and desist was riddled with typos. I didn't think that this one was. I thought it was legit, but I don't know. I do know that there was one cease and desist that sent to that Shuley got, and it was all about the laws in California, except Shuley is in Alabama, and there were errors and typos. Um, Sam, let's get Carl is the motto for 2026, but we're pre-gaming already. Um, I like Carl. Uh, look, I don't think I'd be like friends with the guy, um, like hanging out friends, but I like him and I respect what he's done. You know, he took this little fucking Saturday podcast and he turned it into an empire. So he's pretty cool. And one thing about people is you can sort of tell how they get along with their family. And he gets along with his family really well. His mom and dad go to the shows. So it's pretty fucking cool. And the irony of people picking on Dave's hair is that 90% of the half worse guys wear hats. Um, and his hair looks great minus one spot. Yeah, it does. I, and, I keep telling him to strike it big. That's what he should do with all of his AdSense money is go get go get a hair transplant in the back. But as you can say, I don't really have. I shouldn't be judging other people's hairs, and I wear the hat mostly because I have such a giant forehead that the light creates a glow, and I wish ATP dressed like a modern day Beethoven and played the synthesizer. Very funny, Peter Sky Parker. Very funny. Um, uh, let's see what this is. Oh, NJ really. Seriously, my dad, a judge, get you and your little dog, and get your little dog too. Such a fucking asshole. And Crumbum loves hats, and I never had a hat head, so I'm only wearing now because I'm bald. And I just got sent a new hat from Australia, which I have not opened yet. So I'll have to try that on tomorrow. Um, Sam Bibley, hats are fine, but men need to accept their mature hairlines. I don't want to look like you're hiding something. Uh, I get it, I guess. I mean, I used to think that too until I started wearing one, but I don't have anything. ATP bangs Selena Rose. Is that a porn star? And if it is, am I supposed to be impressed? Um, so uh, she was supposed to come on Mirror Musk, and that would have been epic. Does she exist? And did I'm kidding. Um, yeah, banging porn stars is never seemed to me to be an own. Oh wait, there's a Frank fact. I would never say a guy is unfunny and unattractive that is funnier and gets more ladies than me. That's Schmuel and Carl with SJ. Um, no, the thing about me is I don't brag about getting ladies. I'm happily married, and I don't need to rely on my exploits and fake promotion. So there you go. And I shaved my head and a wire. I shaved my head and I'll wear a fitted since a youngster. Gotcha. Okay, there we go. And I'll show you a picture of me, not tonight, but I'll show you a picture of me when I was younger with hair, and it will give you all a chuckle, I promise. Getting laid is gay when you're married. It's only fun when you're single. Um, yeah, but you don't brag. Yeah, but it's like the guys that brag about who they banged and whatever. I always find them to just be the most fucking tedious. And so, uh, Peter Sky Parker, sex is gay. Well, for some people it is, you know. Um, but it's probably, well, if you make that a question, probably better ask Rob Saul than me. So there we go. Talking about men's hair with a bunch of men is gay. If you really want to talk gay, we can talk about which uh, rest areas on the Jersey Turnpike are the best. So, do you like your Vince Lombardi, or do you like your John Bon Jovi? And there's even the Molly Pitcher. So, those are there. Oh, what does this say? Oh, Stealth, are you ever going on Clown Town? I thought that's where Stealth came to us from, was Clown Town. And Sam only has sex monogamously with one woman. He hasn't seen her in 3 years. Very, very, very funny. You're like, I was gonna make a karmic joke, but I won't. Falling in love with women that you've never met. So that's it. All right, guys, that is more than enough. I really want to thank you for being here. We'll be back tomorrow night at 7:30. Promise with some content, and I am not a stream sniping kind of guy, but I was thinking about doing the Joey Seath streaming, sniping that, but I think somebody else is doing it, so um, I don't want to be Chad and do that over again. So we will do something tomorrow night. Um, yes, maybe if somebody is home, um, we'll see. But I think I have it. Oh, please get an AI assistant executive producer like Uncle Bob. That would actually be pretty goddamn funny. Um, so, Stallion, let me ask you a question about this AI thing, right? So, let's say that we had AI and we let it listen to a couple of streams. We uploaded a couple of streams to it. Do you think that AI would come back and tell me what I should be doing? And will AI also, that's the thing with Joey, right? Does AI always tell you what you want to hear? Or does it like if you're being an asshole, will it tell you, or it would be like, oh no, that was a great move. That was a great move. But that would be pretty cool, man. Um, get a hot female assistant. Uh, I have that in my regular life, so we don't want to do it here. But what happens is that then they start to become, um, you become like old man protective of them. So that's the deal. But Schmuel, pull up some Selena Rose. Uh, he has crafted a ball washing AI. I thought they all did that. Um, so that's what I was told. That's a good question. It might. I know when they are hiring for those positions, they want you to be proficient in language learning models. I think it would be interesting to see. Just upload one, see what it tells you to do, and then upload five and see what it tells you to do. And then I guess you'd have to upload the data, the analytics from YouTube, and then see if it makes a different one. Be kind of interesting, I think. And can you shout at clouds on the next episode? I shout at clouds all the time, all the time. Uh, Now, Uncle Bob is another level, in my opinion. Um, it is for Joey, and he's paying for it, right? So I guess you get for that. I don't So mostly AI uses Grok and Copilot. So that's the deal. And I dislike I dislike Copilot because I will do things like I will put in um, define vengeance, and instead of just defining it for me, it'll go, Schmuel, that's a great question. Vengeance has been, and it's just like I guess that's what it's supposed to do. I want a dictionary definition. I can read it myself. Um, so what I'm saying is AI learns and it's getting ridiculously faster. That would be fun to do. I think it would be, and I am going to leave you with this thought. The issue with AI that I have is that it will only feed you back the information that's been fed into it, and they'll put limiters on it, and so you have to wonder whether or not what you're getting from them is the truth, which I guess is the same with Google and Bing and all that other stuff. But I put in there's a pastor guy. His name is Michael Brown, and Michael Brown is one of these guys who's been he's a very smart guy, uh, but he's been caught up in a scandal. And I asked AI to tell me about the Michael Brown scandal, and the first thing that appeared on my screen was Michael Brown is a Messianic Jew, which means a Jew who's become Christian. And then all of a sudden the screen changed and it was like, this is something I can't talk about. Um, and also in AI, back in December, I asked ChatGPT what was the name of the Trump guy, the guy who attempted to assassinate Trump, and it responded with there had been no attempts on Trump's life, and that assassination attempts were misleading information. Uh, and then I went over to Copilot, asked the same question, and it gave me the correct answer. So um, I, it freaks me out that you're not going to be able to, like, you're not going to go. It's not going to be a time like where you go to the library or the bookstore and you happen upon a book. They're going to feed you what they want to feed you, and we're all going to be dumber for it. And I'm already as dumb as you can get. Good night, gentlemen, ladies. Crumb, we'll talk to you soon. Stallion, thanks for popping in. Um, Cigarette Jones, Metal. I saw you in the Pat Dixon chat tonight. Nice to see you there. The issue is that there's so much junk in the internet. You need to weigh it right, or else you get back fake stuff. Yeah, I don't disagree. This is actually a longer this is a much longer conversation. Um, I'm just worried more that we're going to censor stuff or give you stuff that somebody has decided uh, that's what the answer is, and it's not going to be the way it used to be. Um, but we'll talk about that. And I think the book that was called "The Independence of Me," and it's from a while ago, but I'll pull it out and I'll point out some stuff in there. And this guy wrote this in the '90s, and it's so true uh, even today. So, good night. Stay out of the echo chamber. Think for yourselves, and I'll be here tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.